So key third down for the Dolphins. As you can see, it's 3rd and 6. One of the very, very few times in either of the games I've broken down so far, we've had a manageable third down. Been put in this position by a decent run by Gesicki, so let's see what we do. So looking at the passing tree and the formation, the picture here you can see we're in trips left spread. Gesicki has gone in motion to create that look. We'll cover that a little bit more in coach's film. In terms of the routes, working from the top of the screen, Holland's at X is working hard to sell the deep route, but it's really coming on a crossing route. Bowden allows the defender to block him to keep the defender out of the route. Gesicki has got an in-breaking route at 8 yards. Gesicki has got the swing to the field to the boundary side, and then Ford has the inside release and then has the bench route breaking at about 15 yards. So let's have a look at the defense. So the Raiders, to counter our trip spread formation, are playing cover 1. It's cover 1 locks, so which means that there's going to be no zones. That wherever our receivers go, the defenders are going to go. The two defenders we're interested in are number 1, who's covering Gesicki, also marked number 1, and the linebacker number 2, who's covering Gesicki, and how we influence them to get the first down. So let's have a look at coach's film. Now let's look at the coach's film. As I mentioned, it's also, as I mentioned previously, it's one of the very few times that we've been in third and manageable, so 3rd to 4 to 6 yards. Just some things to point out. Look, this is Gesicki at the top of the screen. So originally we're in trips left. I would call this X hip. So the Y is on the hip of the X receiver. But what this does is you're going to see press coverage from here, this DB, and the DB at the bottom of the screen. What the motion that we're about to see does, so here again, we're just going to look at Gesicki at the top of the screen. He motions in, so this receiver, DB, is responsible for covering him. As you can see, no one else is shifting. This DB is just tracking Gesicki. The safety in the middle of the field hasn't moved. So right now, we know that Gesicki has got the in-breaking route at 8 yards, but instantly now, see the defender by body position is giving him the inside of the field where he wants to break. So right now, as Gesicki breaks, there's a yard, maybe yard and a half between him and the DB. Now the DB is trailing him, trips, falls. Gesicki, being the athlete he has, catches it and runs. Great run. But really here, I just want to talk about play design. Because this linebacker, if Gesicki had stayed in and passed pro, this linebacker would be in Fitz's passing lane. So let's just watch Gesicki here on the swing route. So Gesicki's a good player. Just look at, he's just aware, comes out in the swing route, because it's cover 1 lock, that linebacker goes with him and opens up this space for Gesicki to run into. I know we gave Gailey a lot of stick, and rightfully so over the course of the season, but this was a good play design. Scheme beats, offensive scheme beats defensive scheme, first down in a tight game when we need it. You know, this is good. It gives me hope we've got the right players, or that we're getting the right players in place for the next season. So let's have a look at pass pro. So third down, the Raiders D-line are bringing 5 D linemen, 5 defenders against our 5 offensive linemen. There's a third down also with the Raiders defense, means a defensive line stunt. This time they're going to bring the defensive end in a really well one twist. Whilst we get the ball off, it does lead to a QB hit, so let's have a look to see what happens. Okay, so as we mentioned on scheme, there's going to be a defensive line stunt. We're going to see slants from 99 from the nose tackle, interestingly putting pressure on the centre Carreras by being over his snapping hand. So slant out, and then we're going to see, oh, by the way, 54 slant across. So we'll just look at that initially. Everyone's going in one direction. But what they really do well is they attack downhill to draw our offensive linemen into attacking. Good eyes here. This is really good technique from Hunt. Keeps his shoulders square, but his eyes are on the defensive end, which allows him, when Davis pushes the defender off to him, allows him to pick him up. Now Davis should be working back to here, which he does. Carreras sees the stunt, can't get over, because 54 literally picks him like a receiver would DB. Flowers sees it coming, but he can't get back across in time, and that's what allows the hit on Fitz. So if we see that again, but the difference, one thing I just want to, this is a really well stunt. well, one stunt, sorry. But just look at the nice flat angle that this defender takes. I've been pretty hard on Flowers' pickup, twist pickup this year, but this is just, I think we just get beat by the defensive technique here. Steps down, attacks Hunt, and now he runs flat. There's really good lines there. He just runs flat, doesn't give Flowers the chance to get back. So whilst it's a negative grade for Flowers, and he should have done better, he actually just gets beat by a better play here. More importantly, we get the ball off for the first down. So let's have a look at the next series. Oh, sorry, before we do, stick with me. Let's have a look at the grades. So on the grades, nothing dramatic, just one negative score on this play for Flowers, who allowed a QB hit. So bear in mind it's the first down. Let's have a look at the next series.